Brawl is back, chat. So the new set got pushed out 2 weeks, but Wizards did right with what they could do right, and they put up a queue for historic Brawl. And my stream title today is Brawling Like the Queue Depends on It, because it does. So they've told us that this is going to be a permanent queue if people play it. So put your time where your mouth is if you're someone that's been harassing Wizards to give us a historic Brawl queue. And log in and play at least a game or two every day. They're best of one, they're quick games, let's keep the queue active, let's show them that this is a format that we want this platform to support. I am looking for lots of Brawl decks. If you're a sub, tag me in the subs Discord server. If you're not a sub, tag me on Twitter if you have something sweet. I am primarily looking for 1 and 2 color Brawl decks, because this queue does have a deck strength matchmaking algorithm in it, and it rates 3+ color commanders. They have a wider range of powerful spells to play higher in that. So I'm looking primarily for these kind of lower powered mono-colored 1 and 2 mana things. I think they generate more fun, interesting games of Magic. To start today, we are playing some Heliod Sun Crown tier. So we've got just, basically everything that gains life in the format. We go up on curve a little bit big up into things like Lyra and Baneslayer and Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Let's dive in and play some games, huh? One of the big advantages of being monocolored in this format is we get to play all these sweet colorless lands with minimal drawbacks. So let's do it. Get that. Less than 10 seconds, chat. You love to see it. You do get a free mulligan in this format, and I think I'm going to take it with only 2 lands and both of them being tapped. I want something that can curve a little bit better. This isn't amazing, but it at least does what I wanted, which was curve. I believe you should now be able to see the deck on the overlay. For people asking, is deck playing card X? This card rounded out our hand very nicely here for sure. Beep beep doo. Beep beep doo. Doo 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 doo. The opponent has all of the colors, it looks like. Our deck is on the aggressive side. We're going to power up the Adanto Vanguard since it's indestructible. So not all 5-color commanders are created equal. So Golos is like the S tier 5-color commander. There's no book. I don't know how often this deck is going to consistently trigger the gain 3 part of book, which is a consideration. Was that a good draw, chat? If so, why? Please explain. Thunk, thunk. Bind him up. Let me just fire this up, huh? Solid beatdowns there to start. Radical Kadvora, thanks for the follow. Ooh, experience. I like Corb's chat. I want to get all my creature land foils. So, I got 40 gems out of a Zendikar booster, which means that I have everything from that set. I have a full playset of mythics. Make sure you are trying to join from a desktop computer. Some people are saying they're having issues getting into the server for mobile. You open your connections tab and you'll see a join server button. Thalia's probably very good here. I will say that's another thing that I enjoy about Brawl, getting to estimate what kind of deck your opponent is playing from their commander is nice. Is Heliod in the tryhard bracket? He might be. I don't know. It's looking like that might be the case. I just drop this into play. Orator into Bounty Agent. Drop a counter hero attack for 3. Walking Ballista does not exist on Magic Arena. Go ahead and lifelink one of these, and then who do I want to put a counter on? It might actually just be a counter on the Blinkmoth. I'm gonna put on the Hallowed Blade because that can protect itself. Oh, I could have put it on someone else to deal an extra damage because of the first strike. I think it's still better to put it on the creature I can save. I mean, to be fair, like, looking at how our deck has been curving out these games, there's a good chance that, like, we belong in the bracket with the better decks. And that was one of my conclusions, too, last time we were playing this format. The aggressive decks in this format tend to punish a lot of the bigger, greedier things. Which is honestly one of the reasons why I was enjoying playing it. Like, deck formats where honest aggro decks are good tend to be ones that I like playing the most. And if you have any sweet 1 or 2 color Brawl, historic Brawl aggro decks, you're legally obligated to share them with me so I can try them on stream at some point. Send me links. I don't make the rules. If you bring them up in my chat, you gotta send a deck list. All right, I might make the rules, but you still have to follow them. Alright, yeah. If we draw Snow Plains, we win the game. One gift from the estates, please. Bopping! Listen, chat. Good night, friend. I might take a 3-color aggro deck. An aggro deck ending up in the tryhard bracket's probably fine. So, chat, also for the record, something that I'm going to be doing when we play decks here, you can technically slot Ugin into actual everything because it's colorless. I am not going to play Ugin in any of the Brawl decks we play here on stream. There's no prizes attached to this format. We're purely playing it for fun. Ugin wins lots of games, but he's not fun for me when he wins the games. He just, like, resets the board and wipes out all of the decisions that have been made, so I'm just gonna skip playing it because I'm playing for fun and I don't really have fun in the games that involve Ugin, even when it's our Ugin. It's just not very interesting most of the time, in my opinion. Alright, I think we lead on Redain here rather than Heliod because this will let this get bigger when we attack here. Historic Brawl is 100 card. Its differences from normal commander are the starting life total is 25. You can use Planeswalkers as your commander, and there's no commander damage. I think I want to get this down this turn. It could be right to get this going too, though. What does no commander damage mean? So, in normal commander, when a commander deals, I think it's 21 points of damage, your opponent loses the game regardless of what their life total is. Yeah, if this is a Doomscar, though, it still costs them 5 to cast because of Redain. I'm going to get Redain to 3/4 here, so that way she dodges Lightning Helix. Another 3 damage removal. Bolt is legal in this format. I think I'm holding on to this. I guess playing this would activate Heliod. And another thing to elaborate on the, you know, the mana base article that someone talked about earlier and me saying it doesn't apply directly to this format really is kind of stuff like this, right? Like a lot of the EDH mana base articles I've looked at have a bunch of notes on like, okay, you should like play so many mana rocks. And because the health totals are 25 starting in this format, you do need to have some respect for aggro decks, so they're gonna beat you up. And then even if they have a sweeper, we have Teferi's protection next turn. Are you ready, chat? It was just a behold. It was just a behold. Nice snow basic. Snow you don't, opponent. Snow your roll. Snow you don't or snow your roll. Either seems good. We're definitely in the same power level bracket as the Prismatic Bridge. Seems fine. Not amazing, but fine. That's just a 3/3 for 3. I think we're doing this. In case we draw another cheap creature to cantrip with next turn. Because if we don't draw a land next turn, but we draw a cheap creature, this would let us draw a card. Someone posted a deck list for that in the Discord yesterday, Vonu. I don't know if it's good, but it was posted. Oh, if I would have played this pre-combat, I would have gotten to gain a life and deal 2 more, right? Alright, so I assume Bridge is coming down here, and then we're going to get to Conclave Tribunal it. So I can go Vanguard into Conclave Tribunal off of this. Attack you for 4. C EDH is what you call the EDH deck that beats you. That's great. Yeah, and they exiled it here because if they killed this, this would come back as the front side. So that's nice. There's still 3 mana off of this coming back, which is great for us. They have some kind of sweeper. Adanto survives it, and Solemn draws us a card. I got a new graphics card all the way to checkout before I was told it was out of stock. Yeah. Thanks, Bitcoin. Alright, I think I'm gonna throw away the Vanguard here to push damage. The Field of the Dead might mean this game is over here. Which is a good reminder of why this card, this commander is much worse than this one. But when they happen to have their Golos on curve, not a whole lot you can do about it. Golos, Winota, and Obnath are definitely the big three of the best three brawlers. They're cut above the rest. Swords is legal. Swords is definitely legal. If I take my free mulligan here. Yeah, Ession's great, huh? Bottom the Signet. To go Legion's Landing into Kitty Cat. Oh, I don't even have to bottom anything because we had a free mulligan. I love this format. It's gasoline. So it's kind of like the nut draw, huh? Turn 1 Lifelinker, turn 2 Pridemate. They have a Swords to Plowshares? Oh, no! Look at the way they massacred my boy, chat. Look at the way they massacred my boy. I'm gonna maul them, chip. Crunch. He just went to a farm upstate. Big if true. Don't worry, it's gonna be. Quite the combo. This guy claims a good pickup here. That's pretty good. Heliod's gonna get activated real soon over there. I think we just do this and chill on defense here. I guess this is on defense. Maybe I don't need to leave this back, but like if they get rid of any of my things, the Heliod stops being a creature.
It is good to see you, my friend. Look how far you've come.
I didn't exile Heliod because I didn't want to deal with the Heliod again in 2 turns.
Back down.
Yeah, Shadow Spear can wipe the Indestructible off their Heliod, which is nice.
See in yourself what I see in you.
And even if they attack with both of these, this still eats this, which is great. Oh. that crazy to attack with this? This is gonna... If I attack with this, it gives them a window to use these, right? Maybe I should have put the Shadow Spear on here. Okay, rewarded for chilling. So they can put counters on both of these. And then how aggressive do they want to get on their attack here is the question. So they can attack with 4 things. But then Linden would die to Heliod because they're just attacking with this. I don't have blocks here because it's a 4/4. And then this can get Serra, Ascendant, and Giant Slayer. Gundam Wing Goku, thank you for the 27 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. I'm gonna power up my Angel here, get another decent sized blocker up. Heliod has a spear in his art and is wielding a shadow spear, clearly prepared for Thrag Tusks. Oh, do I want to attack the other one to flip the Adanto? I didn't think about that. Yeah, maybe. That's a good thought. If I'm being honest, I kind of forgot that was there. It's a good catch, Slim. Do I want Speaker, Sarah? I think I want the Giant Killer, huh? Soul Warden breaks the board. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can even Giant Killer their Heliod thanks to the spear, though. Polly, thanks for the quarter of here. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Appreciate you dropping off the Prime again. Eggy. being on the play and the fact that we had the accelerant there felt pretty instrumental in that mirror. Vanguard is pretty good into these decks. They're usually controlling. Average lane counts 35 to 40 Hexa. It depends on your curve, actually. For a low curve deck like this, like in the 35 range, For higher curve decks, you want 40 plus. You want to think about it in terms of ratios. So playing 40 lands in your deck is the equivalent of playing 24 lands in a 60 card deck. 24 lands is 40%. Just Gideon Blackblade, get a Planeswalker going. Getting this ticking up towards its -6 is also good against this. Pretty good. We're just jamming aggressive cards here. We don't really have any life gain in sight, so Heliod's kind of whatever. This takedown looking to be a spell this game. Tiamat Dragon. 7 is so much mana for the commander. I guess if you have a bunch of mana rocks, it's probably not too bad. Royal Scions aggro. That sounds sweet. I'd jam me some Royal Scions aggro. So they could very realistically be a deck with sweepers. So I think we're going to attack for 7 here, and then probably just Ajani. Allows me to add pressure to the table that's a little bit resilient if they clear the board next turn.
If fighting tooth and claw is what it takes,
so be it.
always stand by your side. Understand yourself.
Thank you for the 31 months, Rudy. And Erdian, thank you for the 38. There's some historic cards in the deck builder. Really? Which ones? Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at that after this if that's the case. Oh, that one. That's from a historic anthology hacksaw.
Find your inner strength.
I did. That's great though, Sucio. Wait, are they dead? It's actually just lethal, right? Alright. Almost missed it, but then didn't. I stopped to count before clicking OK. See, someone was asking, why is this deck getting queued into 5-color decks? And the non-Golos 5-color decks are much weaker. Not guaranteeing Golos on 5 is a big deal. Because guaranteed Golos on 5 means that that happens, and then you get Field of the Dead, and then suddenly you can't be attacked anymore. So these other 5-color decks like Cody and Inkska are a bit weaker. Oh, I forgot about Cody, chat. We're going to have to play some Cody here soon. I love you, Cody. Cody's my boy, chat. So if I Solemn, it means we can conquer his death next turn. But if I Muldrotha, I can attack with the Skyclave, and it can no longer be blocked, because if they block, this will come back and then exile the Prismari. I think I like the Muldrotha line. Well, at least here in Brawl, we know that that's the only time that's going to happen today in this game. The upside. The upside is we won't have to experience that again next turn. Anybody else having issues with the 75 deck limit? I don't know how y'all handle having that many things in your arena deck editor. I get to like 20 or 30 decks and I'm like, man, this is too cluttered and I need to clear some out. Especially considering you can't select multiple at the same time. Yikes. Wait. I think I just let this happen because I need to conquer Death the Dragon. Goldspan really good in lots of formats. Yeah, but like, especially with Historic as Historic evolves, for a while I was keeping older decks in my deck editor that I like might want to get back to later. But I quickly realized that like getting back to them later meant that I was going and looking for updated cards anyways. So if I was gonna like do a Google search on the archetype when I eventually got back to it to begin with, I might as well just delete it and like fully go look it up somewhere else. I'm not really saving myself time by... Yikes. It's possible I should have mulliganed this hand. Arnicle Bolas is going to come down next turn, and then we're probably done. Yeah. Yeah, I just used, like, my untapped profile to reference old decks. I can go back in there and look at things that I've played at any point that I'd like, without having to keep them in my actual deck editor. Because the arena interface for, like, managing decks is so clunky and slow. An interesting stuff the other day that principle is applying to how we store and access digital data. Now that we have searchable collective of repositories of information, we're storing far fewer personal copies of data in general. Yeah, exactly. I remember, you know, being a teenager and even through, you know, the end of grad school, like being obsessed with having like extra physical copies of information that like was important that I wanted to make sure I didn't lose. And now it's like, oh, if something's important, it's in Google Drive or like it's in my Dropbox. If it's like not a file that I wouldn't put in Google Drive, something like that. It's like, well, it's in the cloud, so like I don't need to have it on 2 hard drives and a flash drive in my house just in case, you know, there's data failure. And I'm sure they'll send that back to the command zone, but at least takes it off the table for now. Speaking of lands, this deck might actually want another. We added 2 lands from the deck someone sent me, and it's probably still one or 2 light. Like, this card should probably just be a land. I don't know that we're ever actually casting this for its alt cost. And casting it for 7's pretty mediocre. So they can activate Kinney in here. You got 2 Golos. That's interesting. We've not queued into any Golos yet. We've hit 2 or 3 Inkska at this point. And that'll do pick. This is another card that when we play, I mentioned I'm not going to be playing Ugin in any of the decks that we play. Agent of Treachery is another card that I think Ugin and Agent... I think if Ugin or Agent of Treachery are in your deck in this format, you should automatically only be playing against people that are playing things like Golos and Winota. I think those cards are kind of a cut above the power level that a lot of the rest of the format has going on. Their impact on the game. Nah, I haven't been playing any Runeterra, so I'm not really planning to dip back into there. They're the way their designs have pushed with the way their design direction has gone has made me not enjoy their game in the best of 1 that it is. I think if they had best of 3 in sideboards, I'd enjoy it, but nah, Azusa sounds great. Link it up, Wanakis. Seems fine. think this is a good trade for us. We like got a 2-for-1 there. This is our first deck of the day. Sleepy the Q just went up about an hour ago. Gotta get Heliod going. Get some counters on things. Let's get the Healer's Hawk pumped up here. No 4th land for their Thane here is great for us. Cedrist, the Trader King, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate the support. I'm just gonna keep stacking counters on my bird friends here. A card called Conspiracy Theorist hits different this year than it would have hit in prior years, Chip. What are the odds they have their Embercleave? Never tell me the odds. So, if I get something that's double white here, Heliod turns on. I could get Linden. It's probably just Linden, huh? Is Linden better than a Planeswalker? I think she is. So, my comment about budget red aggro versus some of the better decks in the format is the aggressively slanted commanders, I think, are all much better than people think they are. Is it not appearing in your connections tab in your Discord settings, BB Trombone, on desktop? I wonder if Discord's integration service is having issues. Someone else said they were not having it pop up today, but my integrations are working. Like I see the servers that I'm sub to. You're having issues with different streamer. Can folks that are having issues, can you please reach out to Discord support? Because that's on their end. The integrations work with their stuff. I mean, I just dumpstered an aggressive commander with my aggressive commander. So, like, we played an aggro mirror and my aggro deck won, yes. We'll get Heliod down here, and then next turn, Glorious Protector could just, like, come down as a 3/4 and not exile anything and give us this. I am considering any and all deck lists for this format. If we give something a try and it doesn't seem good or fun, we'll just, you know, move on to the next thing. It's not a big deal. I intentionally don't have Twitter on my work computer, otherwise I'd tag Discord now. I'll make a note to ping Discord about that. Ping Discord about Twitch integrations. I'll ping them this evening once I'm done. Yeah, Giant Killer for their Niv sounds like a smart idea. And then probably just something else that gains us life easily. Honestly, the Leonin Vanguard sounds kind of good. Since our Soul Warden's already gone. Hey, thanks for the 24 mushroom, dog. It's pretty good. We are, again, feeling a little bit light on lands. We're just into the Stream Troller, right? There is a Singleton channel under the Magic category in the Discord server. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut another piece of top end than add another land. We're definitely losing way more games to not having enough mana than to having too much. But it's just a good general reminder to people, put more lands in your deck. Like once I add this next land, we're now +4 lands on the original submission that I got. Yeah, the giant killer's not gonna move. Especially the fact that, like, you can keep recasting your commanders, like, more is better for sure. Sure. It's not a perfect circle, by the way, but the Venn diagram of people that think the Arena Shuffler is out to get them and people that don't put enough lands in their deck, there's a lot of overlap in those two groups, chat. There's a lot of overlap. Thanks for keeping me around, ballpark. Magic ebbs and flows for a lot of people, myself included. Looking forward personally to both rotation and Historic Horizons at the end of the month. Yeah, we have 3 lands, chat. Can't lose. Zafa, thanks for the 28 months. Good morning. Gideon here. Let's just go ahead and lifelink up this Dorko while also charging this to 6.
You hold no power over me.
This card's probably really bad in this deck, huh? I missed that we were playing this. Like, we're generally speaking gonna have more life than them. Finale of Glory also seems like a card that's too much mana. I think we're gonna continue pulling the curve down and adding more mana sources to this deck. Yeah, we'll often have more creatures in them too.
I've got you.
Definitely an accurate take. Like, imagine if either of these were planes right now. That would be great, right? Diamond Mare. I like that suggestion. Let's cut these for land and a Diamond Mare after this. Yeah, let's continue. I'll probably like one more with this, but definitely. Honestly, I think this was a good first submission to be playing, to just really highlight. Like, this is far from. I don't know what it is about scaling up to 100 cards that makes people play less mana, but there's definitely something about it. People are normally 1 or 2 lands short in normal Magic decks, and in Brawl they just seem to be like piles of lands short. Well, if you just renewed, there might be a short wait. The server refreshes every hour. So if it expired and then you re-upped, although if it expired for a day, I think it's a 3-day grace period in the Discord server. How many lands are in this deck now? I believe I'm up to 39 now. I believe we're now +5 from where we started. Honestly, Skycleave into Conclave Tribunal is really good here. So I'm gonna keep this and hope to spike a land or two. Stop me if you've heard this discussion before. So again, and I'm just gonna start timing people out that keep repeating this as I keep telling people not to. Like, the people who keep talking about mana rocks and typical EDH, this is a different format with a lower life total and more aggressive decks. And the ratios aren't exactly the same. Especially when you're playing a deck like this that's trying to curve out, right? Like, one of the big differences between this format and stock EDH is the fact that there's 25 life here, which makes aggro decks more relevant. Yeah, 1v1 versus 4+ player free-for-all is a drastically different dynamic. I get that they're both 100-card singleton, but just, like, take a deep breath and realize that you need to reassess your heuristics because there's fundamental differences here. One of the things, I don't even think that this just applies to this format, it's just kind of Magic in general, is people too often try to skip over critical thinking by applying mental shortcuts in places where those mental shortcuts really don't apply or shouldn't be applied. Because it's easy to just try and shortcut things and skip over showing your work. But it ends up happening in places where you shouldn't be doing it. Much to your detriment. If they want to trade these, I'm okay with that. Yes, for newer deck builders, that's definitely not doing anyone any favors. That when it auto adds lands, it's auto adding lands based on 60 cards. Yes, this format will do a much better job of making your old standard cards relevant than anything else you could ever dream of. That is a very large unit chip. Definitely Giant Killer. I could honestly be Leonin Vanguard again. Just like getting a guaranteed life trigger every turn has a lot of appeal. I guess Soul Warden probably does something similar but better, huh? Hey, thanks for sticking around, Bluefire. Welcome back. I think I just passed here, planning to Giant Killer this on their upkeep. Oh, Sunmare isn't in this deck, is it? Is there a Crested Sunmare in this deck, or did the original submitter miss that one too? Oh, Giant Killer costs 4. Alright. See, chat, play more lands. Alright, this might be one we revisit later. I'm gonna add a Crested Sunmare. In case we do. Yeah, that's a big miss. Let's cut this silly Cataclysmic Gearhulk in my aggro deck. Dawnbringer. Yeah, it seems good. Now I think most of these aggressive decks belong in the more try-hardy bracket. Like a lot of these game losses were to our deck building decisions, not because we were in the wrong bracket. Like if you go back and like watch what actually happened in that set, a significant number of our losses were because we didn't have enough lands. Yeah, so this is 30, 34, and then 4 spell lands for up to 30, 38. Oh, there is no double strike angel that wins us the game either, is there? That one's super cute. Let's get that one in there too. This seems bad. Most of the rest of these seem fine. What does this card actually kill? What is this card good against? Anything? I guess it's an okay. They're destroy target legendary permanent that's an artifact, creature, or enchantment. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Just like a grizzly bear that doomblades. Sure. All right, let's shift gears and take a look at this next one.